Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a tutorial for you guys. This is going to be a drugstore makeup tutorial. I'm sure a lot of you guys have been waiting to see something like that from me, so I decided I'm gonna give it to you. I love a lot of drugstore makeup. I just don't have the opportunity to use it as often because sometimes I don't have enough drugstore makeup to create a whole face. But I feel like the time has come. I feel like today I've got it down. Everything is drugstore apart from like two things that I can think of. But apart from that, everything is drugstore. So yay me. In a way, I have and have not misfilmed these tutorials just because they take so much time to put out the backdrop. But when you do it all, it's totally worth it because the finished product is just, I mean, come on, glitter. Come on, yellow. Overload. Too much. Too spicy, too hot. What is wrong with me? I know it's been a minute and I know you guys have been requesting so many looks, especially looks that you see me wear my favorites and my talking videos, so I'm trying to get those out for you. But today I did want to do something new because I have this Colourpop QAF Yes Please palette, and oh my god, it's really yellow overload, is it? It is. I wanted to film this because I've had this for a little while now, but I just want to get into it a bit more and kind of like play with the looks a bit more, so that's why I decided to use this for you guys. And this is a very affordable palette. This goes for $16, which I feel is an amazing price. And I just figured this is a fun summer look, and I think that if you want to look great in the summer, don't think that you have to invest in these expensive setting powders, expensive mist and mattifying foundations and things like that. You can absolutely do it on a budget, which is what I'm trying to show you guys today. So if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe, give me a like before the video even starts so that I know that you're real, that you're loyal. And without further ado, let's get into this video. The first thing that we're going to do is prime our face. Now my favourite drugstore primer is this Soap and Glory One Heck of a Blot primer. This is so affordable, guys, and does an amazing job. In fact, I would compare it to the Makeup Forever Smoothing Primer, yeah. Now it's time to correct my skin. I absolutely always correct my skin each and every day. It just so happens that the corrector I use is actually a drugstore product. Ta-da! It's the LA Girl Orange Corrector. This is what I use to correct, believe it or not, drugstore. I'm not bougie. Now I'm going to blend this out, but I'm going to use a new tool. This is the Morphe Highlight and Contour Sponge. I've actually had this for a little while now, but have yet to use it, so I'm going to use it today. Just off first impressions, it's not as soft as I thought it was going to be. I know that Jacqueline Hill loves this sponge, and she's the one who actually put me onto this. In her Get Ready With Me with Kim Kardashian, she was using this sponge and was telling Kim how it was so soft, but I just, not that soft. So we're going to go ahead and apply our foundation now. We're going to use the Wet n Wild Photo Focus foundation. This is in the shade Espresso. This is my shade. I have 3 drugstore foundations which are like my test and tried holy grail. That's the Milani 2-in-1. It's the L'Oreal Pro Matte, and then this guy. I love this stuff, guys. If you are looking for something that just looks amazing, flawless, stays on all day and just gives you the best coverage, then I would recommend the Wet n Wild foundation. First of all, can we just say how amazing this foundation looks? It almost just sets itself immediately, and the thing I love about this is you can set this foundation with the mattest powder and it will not look powdery or cakey or anything. Your skin looks really healthy and full of life. Now the sponge, not loving this. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not loving this. It's just so tough. Like, I'm literally beating it into my face. Like, it looks good, but I know the foundation could look better. It could perform a little better. The side that I really wanted it for was for this flat side here, so that when I do my contour I can kind of set my powder. That's really what intrigued me when I watched Jacqueline's video when she first featured this sponge. So hopefully I really like the way that side performs at least. It definitely hasn't soaked up too much product though. I like that. It doesn't seem like it's like taken all the foundation off. We're going to set the face using an amazing drugstore powder. This is the RCMA powder. It's not a drugstore product per se, but it is at a drugstore price. Again, it's one of those products that you can kind of put it on any foundation and it doesn't overly mattify it. It still allows a bit of your skin to breathe and it still gives you a bit of that glow. I'm using the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow Concealer. This is one that's slightly newer to the market. I definitely do like the way it looks on the skin. It looks very natural, it looks very fresh, very dewy. Even though I definitely gravitate towards more full coverage concealers, it is a really nice concealer and I wanted to use it so that you guys can see how it performs. Now if you guys are looking for a full coverage concealer, something like the Tarte Shape Tape, this is not the one. I would definitely compare this to something like the Urban Decay concealer, the Urban Decay Naked Concealer, although I would say that that concealer is definitely more full coverage than this. I would compare this to the Too Faced Born This Way concealer because that concealer is really hydrating, but again I do find that that concealer is more full coverage than this. So I have the concealer all blended out. You can definitely see it's a tiny bit more patchy here and a tiny bit patchy here. This is what I mean when I said it's not as pigmented as it could be, but definitely when I do set my powders and kind of finish off all my baking, contouring, highlighting, all that stuff, it definitely does look really nice. I especially wanted to use it on camera so that you guys can see if this is a good drugstore concealer or not. To set my face, I'm using my favourite palette of life. I'm sure you guys missed me, showing this palette. This is the Morphe 9BZ. I use this powder literally to contour my nose. I use it to highlight my under eyes. I use this to kind of like do like a forehead strobe, and I use this as a bronzer. So let's go. To contour, I'm going to use this Makeup Geek contour powder. Makeup Geek is by no means a drugstore brand, but this is the most affordable powder that I have, that I use. So we're going to go ahead and use the Makeup Geek one. I tried, guys. Okay. Now for the test, what we've all been waiting for. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to clean up my contour with this sponge. When I saw Jacqueline doing this in her Get Ready With Me, I literally was awestruck. I was silent. I just was like, okay. Don't really know what I'm doing, but okay, yeah. The only awkward thing is, of course, I use powder to kind of set my laugh lines, and this is quite a big surface area for my laugh lines, but let's go. Definitely a lot of powder. Definitely a little bit more crazy than what I expected, but we're gonna go with it. This is clearly God's plan for my life and I'm feeling it. The key to contouring is that real extra contour. That's what gives you that real, okay? You want to make sure you're literally going, and your contour should literally stop where your ear stops, just there. Go ahead, mimic it on both sides. Yes. Bronzing time, bronzing time, bronzing time. I'm going to apply some blush now. You guys know I'm by no means a blush connoisseur. I do not care for it. I can't relate. Yeah. So I'm just mixing these two blushes by Ofra and Makeup Geek. These are some more affordable blushes. I know you guys are sick and tired of seeing those NYX blushes on my channel, and the only other blushes I have are from MAC. So I figured these are the most affordable that we have. So we're going to roll with them. And I find that these blushes, when I mix them together especially, they just go with any and every single look that I do. So that's what we're going to use. We're going to go in and highlight now. Now I have so many drugstore highlights. I think that the drugstore has really upped their game when it comes to highlights, and I'm really happy with the selection that I currently have. We're going to use a highlight that is a little bit newer, shout out to Kim, Love Island, if you know you know. We're going to use a highlighter today that is a little bit new. This is the Maybelline Master Creme highlighter. Next up we have eyes. Yes please. This is the Colourpop Yes Please Pressed Powder Shadow Palette. I can't actually figure out how the names work. I don't know if it's like, okay, yeah, okay, I got it. So we're going to use this shade just here, which is called a Champs. We're actually going to use that all over our crease, and then I'm going to smoke that out on the lower lash line as well. To go ahead and just deepen the crease a bit, we're going to use Louis, which is this shade just here. And then we're going to go ahead and use Mischief, which is just under it. Now we're going to switch it up a little bit for the lower lash line. I'm going to use this shade here. It's called Buttercake. Now we're going to do the lid colour, and because we want it to be a nice vibrant yellow, I'm going to go in with this Colourpop Cream Gel Colour in the shade Exit. We're just going to use this white base. We're going to use this white base on our lid and then pop the yellow on top of it, which is just going to make it be so vibrant, and it's just going to make it up. For the lid, we are going in with a French Kiss, which is this super nice yellow shade here. So that way of doing it definitely made the eyeshadow really crumbly, so I'm going to try a different method of doing it. Scratch that. We're just going to go in with some good old concealer. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use one of the more like glittery shadows, more metallic shadows from this palette. We're actually going to use this one right here, what's this called, Note to Self. No, that's not called Note to Self. I probably got all the shades wrong, guys, because I'm realizing Note to Self is definitely this one. It's called Chauffeur. So just to confirm, that is correct. That is called Louis. That one's called Mischief. No, I'm lying. Guys, you can, yeah, you know. And then just here, I really did want to use all drugstore products, but I really wanted to use this glitter and I had no drugstore glitters. So this is by OCC. This is the glitter in beige. It's a really famous glitter. It's super pretty. And this is actually going to go in the corner of our lids. For drugstore mascara, we're using the Maybelline Colossal Big Shot. It's like everything's yellow today. They got me mellow yellow. I'm feeling like we should probably put some glitter on the lower lash line as well. Right now I'm going to do my brows. I'm going to use the Colourpop brow colour, of course, because this is my favourite brow colour of life. And then after that I'm going to use the Anastasia clear brow gel to set them. I thought I'm just going to skip that part, obviously my eyebrow part, because this is a more high-end product and I just have not found a brow gel from the drugstore that I like. So going to use this glow mist to just set my face. I'm going to apply a generous amount because I love my face looking dewy and glowy, and then we're going to get ready to do the lips. So I've just used my Kiko brown liner in the shade 321. It's just a simple brown liner that I always use for every single look. Then I'm going to use this Essence lip liner. This is in the shade 11 in the nude. And now I'm using this Kiko Super Gloss. This is in the shade 1110. This is the most beautiful colour of life. So this is the finished look. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial. I hope that you guys have enjoyed this tutorial as much as I enjoyed filming it. It literally took me about 3 hours to film. This yellow eyeshadow was a nightmare to work with, but I'm so happy with the finished look. If you like it, leave a comment down below. If you've made it all the way to the end and you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel because I'll be sure to have more tutorials, skincare videos. I'm cute, I'm fun. Also be sure, if you are already subscribed, to put the notification bell on. That way you can get a notification whenever I post a video, which hopefully is more often because you know, Stella got her groove back. I'm back in this time, you know, bitch is back. Did you miss me? Again, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a comment if you like this tutorial. Let me know what else you guys want to see. So fixing my hair. Thanks guys, see you next time. Bye bye.
Honestly, it's over, don't bother me. Never chase a bitch, chase no bitch. Good afternoon, good night. I'm here to talk about more life.
Then it ends. We don't have to hear him talk.
I don't really care if you cry. My name I can move when they see me with my birthdays. I make your dreams come true when you wake up. And your looks just the same without no makeup. Plug, I'm the plug for her.